Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the MCR Accounting Financial Literacy Series. This will be our first video of the 2021 year, and today I'd like to just take a few minutes of your time to talk about a current audit and assurance alert. The Canadian Standards on Related Services, CSRS 4200, compilation agreements. This new accounting standard is going to replace in its entirety compilation agreements section 9200 of the old standards. It's also going to replace some stuff in the related guidelines, documentations. You and your provider will know whether that necessarily applies to you as well. Mostly we're talking about a complete replacement of the section 9200 guidelines. So now that I've got people excited and concerned that there's tax changes and accounting changes, what is it I'm talking about? Well, you probably always referred to your current financials as notice to reader. If you're not familiar with the term, please go look in your last year's tax folder. I'm almost certain that you're going to have a signed copy of this somewhere in there, and you're going to have also a compilation agreement letter that explains what the limits of that notice are. So that being said, because there's nothing like changes to the tax laws and accounting laws to get people excited, who can we get off the ledge right away? Who does this not impact? Well, it's not going to impact any T1 tax filing clients. That's all the T4 earners and proprietors. However, I would like to say if you're a proprietor and your business is growing, there's always the possibility that you're going to evolve your business to a limited company. If that were to take place, then you also would come under the guise of this CSRS 4200, or may come under the auspices of CSRS 4200. So just be aware of that. And of course, at MCR Accounting, we strongly believe no amount of financial literacy is too much. So whether it applies to you or not, it doesn't hurt to be apprised. CSRS 4200 also does not apply, and this is, well, we'll talk about that in a minute, to bookkeeping services, to payroll services, and to tax preparation and filing services. That last one might catch people by surprise. We do that. We have clients, business clients, that have no use for their financials and don't want them compiled and don't want them created. And we do their bookkeeping and we do their payroll and we file their taxes. But we do not provide financials because currently they don't need them. So to those types of clients, whether they're our clients or in the same situation with a different provider, please do pay attention to this though, because that's a year-on-year thing. You might suddenly start needing financial documents for various things. Maybe you want to expand. Maybe suddenly you're going to borrow money for the first time in your company's existence. You're then going to be looking for higher levels of documentation. The CSRS 4200 does apply when financial service provider is engaged to compile client financial statements and reports. Okay, so you have come to a provider and you're asking for them to build you this set of reports, and you're going to use it for some purpose. And that's sort of a hint at why there's a whole new standard coming. So let's move straight into the why. Why is there a whole new standards coming? Well, you know, it doesn't matter what organization it is. I can always find reason to be in disagreement. And the very top of the pack here in this portfolio of information is this idea that Section 9200 has not been significantly revised since it was issued in 1987. I so much wish they hadn't have done that. I so strongly would have advised them not to do that. There isn't a worse reason to revise something than just because it hasn't been revised lately. So I just want to be on record for that. That is the official number one stated reason for this change, and I just want our clients to understand that, you know, we wouldn't have supported that kind of language. However, there is variance in how different practitioners' understandings regarding the scope of Section 9200, and that is a problem because when a client changes from one accounting service provider to another, they shouldn't need to be re-educate themselves. So that is a problem. Section 9200 maintained a premise that the compiled financial information is intended for internal management use only. And that, my friends, is a very big problem because the current reality is that those documents are being handed to third parties left and right, including lenders. And the type of compilation that a notice to reader was never intended to be the type of document that you take into a lender. There are noted variations in the extent of work performed by practitioners in compilation agreements, and this is also true. You can have providers that they deliver 10 degrees above what you're paying for on everything, and maybe they're giving maybe your financials that they're giving you under the guise of notice to reader are practically review engagements in themselves. It doesn't matter. What matters is Section 9200 did not require that. So not all practitioners are going to be doing it the same. And this is really a key thing. Like, if we're not all doing things the same, how can you not end up confused? There are variations between practitioners in the level of documentation included in the working paper file. So now you come in, you're new to a firm, you come in and you sign and you get all your documentation, you get your file, but you notice right away that there's twice as much here as you're used to seeing, or maybe there's half as much here as you're used to seeing. That shouldn't be true, right? And that's some of the changes that the new system is going to bring about, is to make that not any longer going to be true. There's a significant differential between lenders' perception of the work performed in compilation agreements and what was required by Section 92. That goes all the way back up to the second point and the third point, right? What was required by Section 9200. So really, financial institutes shouldn't be lending money based on a notice to reader document. Not significant money anyway. There's an absence of clarity regarding the basis of accounting, and this is a conversation that should have always been taking place, is now going to have to take place, and is going to have to be documented. So the basis of accounting really governs what those financial papers even tell you in the first place. So those conversations are now going to have to start taking place, and probably always should have been taking place. So we're not going to try to cover the whole gauntlet of everything that could possibly affect you in this agreement. What I'm trying to do here, and what the entire assurance alert is trying to do, is make people aware that they need to come and sit down with their providers and understand how these changes are going to be affecting them in the coming future. So that's what we're asking of you. We would like you to book some time with your provider, whether it's us or somebody else, and be prepared this year to come in at signing time and understand what accounting services looks like for you moving forward, and which services are right for you moving forward. Expect this to be an annual discussion taking place, and at MCR Accounting, as some of you know, we're about to open our second location, and we're hoping that some of these discussions will take place for us at our new 10708 100th Street location, and of course some will likely take place in what I'm calling MCR Prime, the home office. Thank you so much for your time. Don't let this stuff panic you. The real crux of the matter is you just need to come and talk to us. We can't do it for you, and we can't do it without your signature. We need you to come in, and we need you to talk to us. It's kind of always been the same story. It's just now the standards are going to be looking for evidence and documentation that those conversations took place. So, you know what? I actually do believe that this change is in all of our best interests. None of us are excited to hear about changes coming from the government or from a standards bureau or just changes coming in any way. But the truth is, this is a change that's been a long time coming, and it's going to be best for all of us. So have a nice day, and maybe we'll see you when you come in to talk about your accounting requirements for the upcoming season. Have a nice day.